Hey guys, Zoltan here, and in this video we will do a direct comparison between the Geforce 2 MX400 and the Voodoo3 3000, which was requested by 3DFX Voodoo. So, you know both cards, we have made some tests already, but this time we will be just like face-to-face, basically similar settings, and not exactly, cause with the Voodoo card I will go with Glide where I can, and 3DFX Mini GL, and with the Geforce 2 MX I will go with OpenGL where is it possible, because you know, I just want to see the best of each card, and we will go with 16 bits, of course, on both cards this time. So I will test Quake I, Quake II, Quake III, and Unreal Tournament UT 2003 demo, and also Mafia and Half-Life. So that's the plan on both cards. What can we know? This is the 2000, the Voodoo3 2000 base clocks. No OC this time because I wasn't able to do it. No proper software. It would be easier on Windows XP, but not on Windows 98 for me. If you have ideas how to do it, I might do an OC video in the future. This is the Geforce 2 MX400 as I mentioned, and this is the best Geforce 2 MX card I ever had. It has 64 megabytes of memory and 128-bit bus, 200 megahertz in clock as far as I know, and 166 of memory. It's pretty fast, pretty good card. So, and we will use the PIII-3 600 megahertz CPU machine for this test. So what I will do is to do some 3D marks, and then we'll take a look at each game, and in the end there will be a benchmark, and yeah, the usual. So I hope you all like this video, will like or will enjoy it, and let's start. This is GLQuake on the PIII-3 600 with the Geforce 2 MX400, 64 megabyte and 128-bit memory bus. The core clock is at 200 megahertz and the memory is 166 megahertz SDR. So this is 640 by 480. And here we have 201 FPS. Let's try to keep this in the video and quickly switch to 800 by 600 and here we have 158. Ten at 24 by 768. $103. So as you realize, these frame rates are much better than previously, because, well, I don't know, I'm just using a Rivetinar and a completely fresh reinstall of Windows 98 SE. I guess this is why it's really good now. And this is 1280 by 1024. and we have a 64.7, so it's a huge drop. Maybe the memory or the Geforce 2 MX just running out of power. Yeah, in a sense of performance. Okay, so Quake II will be next. Quake II 640 by 480. And this time I'm using the Quake II demo, so it's faster to install, run, and yeah, I don't need to switch the CDs in and out. So it's going pretty quickly, but we can take a look at the frame rates. 150, 150 stably, and the one I just interrupted is 162 frames per second, just because it's not went to the laggy part. So yeah, 150, it's pretty good. So let's quickly change resolutions. I don't know why I have the mouse here. Move to 800 by 600, and this time we are definitely at 16 bits as you asked, so it should be really good. Just do a few runs. Okay, cool. And well, we are still at 149, so no loss in performance. But as I've tested the 3D marks, for some reason 800 by 600 is actually faster than 640 by 480 in many cases, for I don't know the reason really. So 1024 by 768, and yep. Pretty good. So 136, still just a little performance loss, and finally 1280 by 960. I just had the mouse there, don't know why. Okay, cool, we have 99 frames per second, so it's pretty good, it's really fast. So, let's go to Quake 3. Quake 3 Arena demo here, so we will use the demo 1 instead of demo 4. And at 640 by 480, everything at maximum, and 16-bit colors only. So quickly, demo 1, let's see. And we have 84 frames, pretty good. Moving forward, 800 by 600. Demos, demo 1. 82, so almost the same. 1024 by 768. .74, still pretty good. And finally going to 1280 by 1024. .51, so it's a noticeable drop down in frame rate, but still quite good. So that was Quake 3. Let's move to Unreal Tournament. 640 by 480, 16 bits, and it maxed out. And as usual, we are playing in a deck 16 level with 2 bots enabled. Okay, quickly just bring up the, sorry. Cool. So we'll have the frame rate. I'll just switched off all the lights to make it look better. Can't see the keyboard. Trying to keep it short, so just shoot one more, checking the frame rate. So we have a really nice average. It's 86, it's pretty good. 85, really nice. So let's keep increasing the resolution. It's OpenGL as usual, because it's faster and more stable. I will not reset the average because it quickly goes to the actual average instead, so as you can see it's going down. Whoa, the last sec was 100 frames and 49, so well, it feels stable, but it's not as stable as it looks. So it looks like our average now is around 79, which is still pretty good. Went to 77. That's not bad. So keep increasing the resolution to 1024 by 768. As you can see with this fresh install, it's switching quite quickly. It's okay. I'll wait. So last sec, it's going to do 60 something, 70. Why am I coming back? Of course, there's not there. So the frame rate is smaller on the screen, but we still have frames between 70 and 90. So it's still the same system we tested before, but ridiculously better performance, I feel it. So maybe testing all the cards with one system, installing many different drivers and such. The greater performance. So it is good to know, and a bit sad because I just want to reinstall the system for every graphics card each time. I could actually with some backup software, but maybe in the future. Okay, so we're 78. Not much lost here at all. This could be CPU limit, but with such high frame rates. Yeah, and we're also testing with 16-bit precisely, so that could be also a big deal. One more thing, I'm testing with the official 4.36 patch, not with the unofficial 4.51 this time. Even in the Pentium 3 800 machine, I'm using this version because this is the one I grew up with, and I think it's just perfect for the era appropriate builds. So yeah, we're still at the 78 mark average in the last cycle, so very high, so it runs smoothly. Definitely worth going to 32 bits if that would be a thing. So that was Unreal Tournament in the let's find the UT2003 demo for a moment. That was so nice flickering there. UT2003 640 by 480 and everything at the lowest possible setting. The level is the DM Untitled, if I pronounce it well, and 2 bots as usual. In my head, I'm just comparing it to the Pentium 3 800 now, that it feels slower, noticeably. Not a huge difference, but still, it's there. I was experiencing something around 40s, so the CPU limit, I guess it's or the platform limit, is not visible. I see more yellows and purples than green at the frame rate. But looks fine, plays nicely, so this is good. I can't find the bots. Just give me one. Where are you? Ah, here we are. That was good. So this was UT2003, and let's check another game right after I kill this one. Avala, Naha, whatever. Cool. Mafia demo, 640 by 480 16 bits, and everything at the lowest. So let's see how it plays. We have fraps in the background. Yeah, I set it to non-transparent just to make sure. Even without fraps, this game's just crashed a few times for me here and there, so there is a possibility that it will again. It's definitely a new working. But this frame rate is acceptable. It wasn't bad yet, it just slowed down here. committing crime is just some instant action into the game. Let's see, frame drops below 22 cars here already, lots of characters. Bringing it to 14 for a moment. I'm wanted with guns, so I'm someone they want to shoot. They're really aggressive. They will kill me, I guess. What if I exit? Why they were not shooting? Should I just... Do they have a weapon? Looks like a dude, you just can't really shoot, because I am. This is me. With fists. Or not. Sorry, I'm not doing good. Okay, so that was Mafia. Pretty nice, actually. And there is one more game to test, which is Half-Life. So I haven't found any actual detail settings for this game. So if there is any, please share this in the comments section. I'm using OpenGL and 640 by 480 16 bits, and this is all I found. Resolution and renderer, and this is the train scene, and the frame rate is quite high actually. Even here in this open part, it's pretty nice. So what I try to do, if it's a possibility, the menu is rendered with software, for sure. So video modes, I guess. Let's try 1280 by 960. Because this is the highest we can go here. And let's see if it's still playable. Yeah, it's sharp and it's still 72. It's not VSync enabled, or it shouldn't be. But yeah, very high frame rate. If it's a game limitation, 72 is something very... surprising, because it's not going forward at all. I never played too Half-Life in my life, so this might be an issue. I played Half-Life 2 several times, and the expansions like episode 1 and 2 like 2 or 3 times. They were amazing. And the Lost Coast as well, and I've played a little bit of Counter-Strike, but not Half-Life 1 for some reason. I never had it when I was young. Maybe I will go through the source version one day or something, just too many games to play on my list already. Okay, we have some drops here. Whoa, it's pretty nice. I could imagine that this looked awesome when they released this game. It's just a really good animation. I'm not sure if they used like skeletal animations back then, or if they did. This could be the first one, because otherwise it's just crazy hard to implement. So, I thought we have arrived. Hey robot, what's up with you? Will it be the end? Oh, it's the G-Man again. I know it now. Or is he? It's a really nice scene. Just kind of bored in the stream. Oh, this is the end. It's like when in Doom 3 you move with those trains and you arrive also in Half-Life 2. For some reason I remember this room. How can I open it up? Jump, crouch, no, they will open it for me. I remember that door and walking to the lab. Was it? I don't know. Maybe I went through this, just don't remember. Yeah, with the Rival 128 or something, I tested this. This was a long time ago. And it looks different because we have lights and light maps and everything just okay. Nice. Okay, cool. So this was Half-Life and the Geforce 2 MX. Okay. The next one will be the Voodoo3 if everything goes as I planned. So let's go to the other card and test everything all over again. And this is on the PIII-600 and the Voodoo3 2000 at base clocks, and the game is GLQuake using the mini GL driver, and the resolution is 640 by 480, and of course 16-bit colors through all the tests. And we have 138 FPS, 800 by 600. We have 93 FPS, 1024 by 768. And we have 61 FPS, 1280 by 1024. And we have 38 FPS. So this was Quake I or GLQuake. This is Quake II using the mini GL driver, highest texture resolution 16-bit colors, and 640 by 480. And yeah, it's a demo version. So we have 133 frames per second. So let's quickly change the video settings to 800 by 600. Just one more round to make sure. Very good, sorry Dan. We have 98 FPS, pretty good. So changing the resolution even further to 1024 by 768. Sorry about this overbrighting sun on the left side of the screen. try to use some clothes to just block it, but no luck. Do we have an issue here? No. Okay. One more. Same FPS each time, basically. Damn it, this demo version is annoying. Okay, so we have 67 frames per second, and one more thing, going with 1280 by 960. This is the accepted resolution here. Oh damn, son. Never mind. Not that hard, I guess. The Voodoo makes this game look much brighter than with the Geforce MX. Even if I set the brightness to a lower value. And we have 44 FPS or 44.7. I'm just dropping the decimals here, make it simpler. Okay, so that was Quake II on the Voodoo3 2000. Here we have Quake III, and we are using the same setting as we did with the Geforce 2 MX card, 640 by 480, and we don't have any mini GL drivers here, so we just using the default OpenGL, and we are using demo 1 as with the Geforce. And we have 70 FPS. Pretty good. So switching up to 800 by 600. Very good. And do this demo again. We have 56 FPS, and let's move forward to 1024 by 768. So let's nicely do the demo. And we have 37 FPS, one more resolution, and this will be 1280 by 1024. UI is not perfect in this resolution, but game looks still fine. You see the Y in the play button is just clipped a little bit. and we have 22 FPS. So Quake 3 was pretty nice, and let's move to the next game. And here we have Unreal Tournament. This time I'm using the 3DFX Glide API because this card performs the best with this. So we should test it this way instead of using OpenGL. So we want to just know which card is better for these games basically. And starting at 640 by 480, everything else is the usual. I'm using 2 bots on the deck 16 level. Oh, I can shoot with silver. Pretty good, and we have an average. Well, that's around 93. It's pretty good. And yeah, as I mentioned in a previous video, playing this game with the Voodoo3 is really responsive. I think it's something on CPU side. It's not just the FPS, it's just reacting really fluently, if I could say that. It's pretty good to just move around and move the mouse. Yeah, and I have some extra frame rates as well. That was nice. So yeah, I'm just not resetting this average frame counter time demo thing because well, it makes not much reason, because we are just moving around randomly. It's not a pre-built route or anything. So switching up to 800 by 600 is our next. And maybe here I will reset the time demo just to make sure. So it's definitely performing a bit worse. This game looks nice, even if like really are 99, it's 20 years old, almost exactly, yeah, amazing. I don't really feel the improvements of games, feel the same like any new game, just better I guess. Okay, we are around this 6970 mark, I guess. Always in this power shield or something, getting a rocket in its back. I should change your resolution. Not bad shoot. Damn. I hope I will start again in this level. Guess what? We can just play it in any level. Frame rate shouldn't be that much different. Okay, let's move to 1024 by 768. Tell me if it was a stupid idea to just letting the game switch levels, but I think these are just around the same performance. How can you open this door here? I remember there was a way to do that. Really, you shoot something here and it will open, and there is one of the creators. I don't know, there should be something to shoot at. Something like that. This one really? Not sure. Kinda die, yeah. I don't know, it was so long ago. Some tiles somewhere. Don't know. I'm just touching it or anything. Okay, so we have something around 4850. This was openable. I remember this one, yeah. What about this other secret face? I don't know. So yeah, around 50. We have some drops here. 40s. Oh, nice, still nice. So increasing the resolution to 1280 by 1024 in the sun again. It's just a really cloudy day with rain and stuff, but still it's too bright. Fortunately, I'm doing this during the day. Yeah, it started to be definitely laggy. I will go to time to 0 and time to 1. It's definitely much smoother switching than I used to do. Here we have something. Thank God, I almost died. Okay, so we have something around 20 and 30, 28 average right now. No double jump. Let's try using the sniper rifle with this low frame rate. Sorry, I don't have a racket anymore. Not the headshot, we still got, yeah, that was dropped to 20. But yeah, basically that's Unreal Tournament on the Voodoo 3 with a 600 MHz CPU. I'm pretty sure with a faster CPU this game would improve even further, even if we can see that the resolution is a limit here, because definitely the card, and also you could OC the Voodoo 3. I should do it, but I don't know how to, really. I should look up on the internet or whatever, but I'm just not feeling to do it right now or something. But if you have suggestions in the future, I will OC it. I promised I will OC cards. I just really don't want to harm them or anything. Okay, so moving forward to the next game. And here we have UT 2003, which is running, of course, in direct 3D mode, 16 bits, lowest settings, and yeah, 640 by 480, and it's really not showing the performance or power of the Voodoo 3 because these drivers are very old, and definitely the Voodoo 3 is not for this game. Maybe a Voodoo 5 or Voodoo 4 would be a better choice with TNL and stuff. But yeah, it's running surprisingly well. It has no big issues. Maybe also the light maps are there. Not on the landscape, it looks like really bright. So it's not the same as it was in the Geforce 2, which is like perfectly optimal to run this game. And as you can see, this card has no like environment cube maps. Yeah, so the water is like pretty fun. Where is this guy? Here. It's playable. I mean, not really, but still I can move around and shoot. It's not that bad. Here we have like 30, 40 something. It's the same as we had with the Geforce 2 in some places, but in general that card was keeping the frame rate about 20, and here we can like just drop below 10 to 8 frames and stuff. Well, yeah, it's not for this game, but at least we are just comparing those. There are newer drivers like DirectX 8 drivers for the Voodoo 3, but those drivers are making the other games run terribly bad, so I'm just keeping this driver there. Yeah, it's not the best to shoot, and it's like really horrid. You are dying. So yeah, but this is Unreal Tournament 2003 on the Voodoo 3, so horrible. No, it's not playable. Sometimes if you're just looking at the ground and moving on, it's cool. Looking at the sky also, yeah, it's a thing. But it runs, it's pretty cool. Okay, so that was UT 2003. And here we have Mafia running, which is pretty cool with these old drivers. And yeah, 640 by 480, 16 MHz, everything at lowest. I think I have 3 linear filtering on, basically same setting as we had with the Geforce 2 MX, and the frame rates with that card was like between 25 and 30, sometimes dropping to 15 when I started to just going through people, which I do now if I can. It's hard to control. I think it's a direct 3D game. Yeah, just hitting a police would be good. And as you can see with these shadows, distance stuff, it's not perfect. Also light maps are not, maybe they're not loading in. The skybox looks strange, but the frame rate is quite good. I would say it's just a bit lower than the Geforce 2 MX, but a faster Voodoo3 card, like a 3000 or 3000 or 35,000 would be just fast enough to run these in an okay way. Well, my number plate is just hovering over there in the air or something. But it's running, no crashes so far. I'm pretty surprised that I can run this game on this card. Not sure I ever tried before, actually. Maybe. I'm not remembering, like, my old videos or anything. Yeah, we should take the card too. Pretty good, 19. I would say the minimums are actually better than they were with the Geforce 2 MX. Well, I made 15s, yeah, we have 14s and 15s, so it's kind of similar, maybe because of this CPU lag, actually, not that much of a GPU related. Yeah, police assault and still moving around. Yeah, that was what I expected. It was a nice train, same as in GTA 3. It's a pretty good looking city compared to the age of this game. Okay, that's cool. Can I just have some water here? Okay. Having a nice banzai here. Ah, it's trying to shoot at me. I don't know if I could shoot. I don't even know how to get out of the car anymore. Can I shoot out of it or something? Sorry guys, I don't know the controls. I'm not playing this game for a while now. It's pretty good, 13. Not bad, I realize I can look around with the mouse. I'm completely stuck here, just enter space. Am I? Where am I? I'm still in the car. Can I move forward, please? Let me go. It's just... Whoa. Okay, I think it's over. Was cool. Okay, that was Mafia. And this is Half-Life. As you can see, I managed to use the console by adding a dash console to the shortcut of the game and then enabling CL_show FPS 1, and now I have the frame rate. I'm using the built-in 3dfx mini GL driver here, and currently we're running at 640 by 480, and we have a nice frame rate is 71. It's another train scene, and so I think it wasn't Geforce 2 MX part, but frame rate is well, quite consistent. I'm not considering an issue, I'm just progressing a little here. Looks like it's keeping the 71. Pretty cool. Let me see if I can like jump in resolution. Yeah, it switches back to the software, render the menu, and here configuration. This is pretty slow. Without the console enabled, it's fast. So it's for some reason with the console I have this. And now I go to video modes, please. Create a slow animation. And yeah, as you can see, we have X-Mini driver. And now we are going with 800 by 600. Once it's going through this menu, damn it. Okay, and now it switches the resolution, and going back to the game, I should have the frame rate displayed. Maybe kill the command. Let me try again. Yeah, different keyboard. Show FPS space 1. Yeah, I have to re-enable it each time, looks like. But still, we are I think some kind of a software limitation here. I didn't want it to load. Double passed. Didn't want to load in this part. But fine. It's pretty smooth. Still 71. Yeah, sure, not that. Okay, I will go find my suit sooner or later. Loadings are taking a while. Okay, just go up in resolution. Configuration. Video modes. Pretty damn slow. 1024 by 768. Done. Can I just ask out of this slowly? Nice. Then comes the comments I've forgotten, so doing this again, which was CL underscore show FPS 1. Okay, these textures are not clearer at all, but yeah, we have some tearing as well. Can't hear right now. Can I go through this? Still 71 frames. Yeah, it's supposed to be, but I don't know where is it anymore. Thanks. Guess this way. Is it? Same room I was before, but that way could be. And we know there, this is the free, not the free man, the G man, the free man. Einstein is doing some shite here. Very good. Sector B, and I can't go there either. So the only way I could go is like downstairs here. Maybe this way, but let's switch to the highest resolution. Getting tired of this slow menu. Video modes. 1280 by 960. Yeah, I think this game derives from the Quake II engine. That's why it's a bit similar, and then it became a completely separate engine. Slowly. Okay, so that's something that happens. Not sure, texture memory maybe? No, I'm guessing not. But still, let's just check out. I still have the console, that's good. Configuration, video modes, looks like it's fixed itself. At least regarding the speed, or just because I'm not in a game and it's faster that way. Load, it's gonna be pretty long without any reason, Black screen again. So it looks like this resolution is not something the game likes on this card. At least we know that. But there is one extra. Is I started to remember I might had this issue with other cards as well. Not really sure, but try this 1152 by 864. Really strange. Not sure even the card supports it or not, but it's there, so try it out. Yeah, it looks like completely black again. Going to Windows or something. Yeah. So guys, that was Half-Life, and we are done with our games here. So this was our comparison video between the Geforce 2 MX400 and the Voodoo3 2000. And as you can see in Rivet Tuner, it's not really knowing the cards, so I can't OC it or check out the clocks, but it's the default Voodoo clocks, so it's pretty normal. And one final look at the machine. So what we have here is the Geforce 2 MX400, the best card for this PC between my Geforce 2 Arsenal, and here we have the Voodoo3 2000 with just a very thick, tiny little heatsink. I'm using this nice beefy fan, 14-inch, to cool it down. So at the end of the video you can find the usual 3D mark and game comparison between these two cards, and here at the end I'm just giving some extra information about these channel or plans or something like. This is another Geforce 2 card, and it was quite ugly because it has this kind of part just bent and everything, and also it had a fan. I just removed it because it was useful. And this card is an Inno 3D Geforce, and it was beeping a lot. Sometimes I was able to make it work. So this whole discussion is about that I wanted to make the Geforce 2 comparison video. As you can see, I have this nice Asus card, the V7100 here. It was working perfectly on the 800 MHz machine. It's just dying once I'm open anything 3D in this machine. I did a complete Windows reinstall for each card, and they are just not running when I'm firing up Unreal Tournament or Quake 3. It's still fine in the menus, which is already using the video card, but they are just not working. They're dying during the loading process in any game once it's trying to show some 3D. This is another NVIDIA card between my Geforce 2 MXs. I started to just describe all these cards in a video, and then I realized that they are not working in this machine anymore. Not sure why. Maybe once I tried the smoky Geforce 3 in this one and it made it not working, but with the Voodoo3 it's fine. It's fine with the ManLi Geforce 2 MX, and there is also this other Geforce 2 MX card, so like 400s with different memory bits, like 64-bit, 128-bit, 32 megabytes, 64 megabyte, different clock rates. So yeah, basically I had this bunch of Geforce 2 MX 400 cards. This is not a 400 card, no, this is, but the Asus is not. It's the default, the first Geforce 2, but it's really fast. Maybe these are my favorite cards. So in the distant future I might do a video about the Geforce 2 comparison, but only in the 800 MHz or the 1218 machine, because this machine is just not accepting these cards. And for some reason the 1218 machine is not accepting the Geforce 3. For some reason starting to smoke it and beeping and stuff. So, well, I don't know. And my plan is that for now I am finished with this machine. I just want to put it somewhere back in the room and focusing on the duality machine, which is like, you know, kind of a fun for me. This nice black case, we already moved into it. I want to add the duality CPU. Now I have my little fan cable splitters for the fans, because as I mentioned before, the motherboard is not supporting, for some reason, those fan connectors for the CPU and case fans are not working anymore. Sorry, but I'm showing something uninteresting here. So yeah, that's the plan. Working on the duality machine using 1.4 GHz CPU, testing this Geforce card again there. You know, we made the comparison between the 16, the 800 machine, and I want to compare it with the duality as well. Maybe some other build video when switching the CPU, adding a new CPU fan and stuff like this. Maybe it will be interesting. At least for me, it's something new, not just switching graphics cards every day in this machine, but something like a retro PC building fun again. So check out the scores and benchmarks at the end of the video, and once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like this video, because yeah, I did this 16-bit comparison again between this card, exactly the same. So yeah, I hope I just fulfilled the fan request this way. So thank you once more, and please like the video, subscribe if you liked it, and yeah, see you again in the next video. Bye bye.